There's not many cars that you can cruise around in what feels like high-end luxury. It really does. You are surrounded by such lovely tactile high-end materials that's so subdued and serene, and with the flick of a switch or the twist of a dial, as the case may be, you know, turn into a hooligan. Case in point.
Welcome back to CMD and another video. You join me at the Porsche Taycan launch event. I'm here with Porsche Centre Nottingham to reveal the new car and meet some potential buyers. We're in setup mode right now, but let's fast forward and see what the evening's about before we take the car for a drive. You ready? Let's go.
Okay, so welcome back to the brand new Taycan. This particular model, I just want to talk you through the spec sheet very quickly. The 4S Sport Turismo. This demo car at Porsche Nottingham, bit of a special one. Firstly, and the reason that I asked Tom if I could take this one out in particular, the colour just grabbed me immediately. It is previously a paint to sample. It's oak green metallic neo. Very smart, very subtle, almost like a British racing green. Looks really, really smart in the flesh. Black leather inside, relatively self-explanatory, but very important. 18-way adjustable seats, super comfortable. Took me all of 10 seconds to find my spot here. There's a long list of options on the car, but I'm just going to talk you through a few of my favourites. Importantly, it's got the Performance Battery Plus, so that's good for 21.8 to 18.6 kilowatt per 100 kilometers, 0 to 60 in about 3.7 seconds. Should be good for 324 to 383 miles, subject to conditions outside, thanks to that Performance Battery Plus. Has rear axle steer and sports chrono package with, really important, push to pass. More on that later. It's got the electric sports sound that has changed from the previous model. Again, more of that later. Heated seats in the front. Passenger display. I'll put my cards on the table on the passenger display. I think it's a bit gimmicky, but obviously some people will like that, not for me. It's got the Bose surround system, absolute must. It's got the light strip with the illuminated Porsche logo in black. Panoramic roof, really good for light in the cabin, especially if you've gone for a dark cabin. I would go for a dark cabin personally, and with a roof, and I think it just hits all the right places. Thermally and noise insulated glass, including privacy glass. You'll notice that in the sound, hopefully. Comfort access, so walk up to the car, knows you're there. Soft closed doors, new to Taycan, this car has it. And it's got Porsche InnoDrive with active lane keeping. So not only do I have cruise control, adaptive cruise control, it will then start doing things like take you all the way up to the roundabout, slow down for the roundabout. It's not going to read whether a car's coming, you're going to have to interject, but in theory it will do a little bit more than just adaptive cruise. Otherwise, everything else in here is very standard Porsche. But as a new model, I previously drove the GTS, really keen to see what changes they've made. So, shall we go for a drive? Rhetorical question, we're going for a drive. Just one thing before we do, I've just noticed on the seat opposite me that the headrest out here, so it's quite far back at the moment, if you just have it in its normal space, you can actually press a button and bring that forward. Oh wow, and it's nice and soft. That's pretty cool. That really does help with the comfort, depending on sort of how you're feeling. Right, let's go for a drive. So push button to start, and then gear selector down here. We haven't got too much to warm up in the car, so I'm hopeful of cracking on straight away. Firstly, having been driving around in a Tesla Model Y for the last couple of months, years, can I firstly say what an absolute delight it is to be back in a Porsche EV. The immediate feel of the car, drive, just place to sit, occasion that is Porsche is very much apparent. Special shout out today as well to Tom Hale from Porsche Centre Nottingham. This morning we've had a really insightful time spent with Lisa King, OBE, from Dreams Come True charity. We met with her today so that I could present her with a cheque for £1,500, which blows my mind. That money is solely off the back of revenue generated on the YouTube channel. It was a really nice thing to do, really nice to meet Lisa, hear about all the work, all the fantastic work that they're doing over at Dreams Come True, and to make another donation, which is quite simply off the back of people like you watching videos like this. So thank you. Okay, so simplified dials in front of me. There are a number of options that you can select and sort of toggle through with Porsche. I've gone for the 3-dial setting, very traditional in that respect. I've got speed limit display on the left, and then my range on the right, so very simplified. If I want the nav, obviously I can click the center console and have that there. So adaptive cruise, 50 mile an hour zone at the moment. Speed set. I can adjust my distance here, so I want a good safe distance away from the car. And this is what long distance driving is about for me. It's just that ease of some of the more annoying things that you live with, and just making that journey that little bit more comfortable. And talking about comfortable, it can be very underwhelming, and you can keep it very quiet and subdued in here, but very high-end feel. I mean, the leather in the dash is absolutely everywhere, from center console. My mobile phone is wireless charging in the armrest in the middle. Nice ride comfort with a bit of that Porsche dynamic. You know, you can instantly feel that the car is capable, even in cruisy mode. I'm in an average speed check zone now, so I've set my speed back up at 50. And away we go. Going to a national speed limit zone now, so I'm just going to turn the speed limiter off, and I'm going to clock her into sport. So it's going to firm up my suspension a bit. I've got a bit of electronic sound. The regenerative braking isn't too strong. The car is very clearly cruising, so it's got quite a relaxed feel about it. You can't really one pedal drive, you still use the brake. But off a set of lights here, I know that this has launch control, so into a national speed limit zone. I'm going to put my left foot hard on the brake, right foot hard on the accelerator. Sounds like the Starship Enterprise taking off. Oh, that's quite funny. It moves. Gosh alive, it moves. So I know the 0 to 60 quote on this is 3.7. Wouldn't be surprised if that was a little bit quicker, knowing Porsche, truth be told. So the electronic sound, you can hear just sort of the electric motors obviously pumping that into the cabin. Yeah, it's definitely a different sound. It sounds more thumpy. Increments of improvement, you know, it's not night and day from the previous car, far from it. The range is vastly improved, admittedly, and that will matter to some people. I do find it slightly baffling sometimes how much people worry about range. I understand it makes a difference. I get that the charging is an issue, and if you are going to do big miles on a day-to-day basis, it is going to affect you. But a large amount of the time, when I speak to people about range and why it concerns them, they do like 40 miles a day. I'm thinking, well, you do that in an i3 range extender. And let's not forget, Porsche is still a performance car brand. They are very much luxury. You know, the ride in here is really plush. The air suspension makes it a very lovely place to sit. I'm not unsettled in the car. It's really comfortable, very quiet, and it can be a very relaxing place to be. I mean, if I switch it into range mode, there's nothing dramatic about any of this. It's just a very subdued, very comfortable, calm drive. Yeah, I've got to be honest, based on, depends how far you're going to travel. Look, if you're doing 400, 500 miles a day, this isn't the car for you. I just don't know how many people are who are doing the amount of complaining about range at the moment. Yeah, this must be the only car that Porsche sell where people talk to them about the range of the car. Can you imagine having a conversation about economy in the 911? But I know it's the hot topic with the Taycan, so I get it to an extent. I just think, you know, at 320 to 380 miles worth of range, who's going to use that? I don't think there's many people these days. I know I have push to pass, which I haven't used yet, so let's give that a push. 10 seconds, 9. Okay, that works really well. That's like a give me absolutely everything that the car has got button, and Jesus wept, it just unloads everything at you in one go. There's not many things quicker as soon as you put your foot down when you use push to pass. Go. Hell. Yeah, that works. It's the same as before, you know. You can just cruise in it, but when you ask it to do something, it's just ready.
Please follow the road for 4 miles.
And it goes like absolute stink. Corn as well. God. I've taken that like an absolute hooligan. You just spat me out. Very respectable. I quite like the noise. Maybe, I don't know whether that would last or not, but I do quite like the noise, and as always, the car's very well made. I love the nav, I love the wireless charger in the armrest, I love the cup holders, I love the door bins, I love the Bose sound system. I'm a huge fan of the range, the functionality. It just is all things to all people. It's capable of being absolutely everything, and if you are able to run an EV, and that is very much subjective and personal, isn't it? And I think that's where people get lost sometimes, is that EV will not work for everyone. But if you are in this market and you really don't need petrol or want petrol, then I think you'd really struggle to look past the new Taycan. I don't know why you would look at anything else, quite frankly, but that's just me. There's not many cars that you can cruise around in what feels like high-end luxury. It really does. You are surrounded by such lovely tactile high-end materials that's so subdued and serene, and with the flick of a switch or the twist of a dial, as the case may be, you know, turn into a hooligan. Case in point. That accelerated that hard, it actually hurt my head. So I think for me the only question is, if you're in the market for a high-end EV that can drive you 300 miles with ease and without you having range anxiety, what colour would you want your Taycan 4S Cross Turismo? I think I'll take mine in oak green metallic neo. That's it from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of the launch event, hearing about the work that we've been doing with Dreams Come True, and seeing what the brand new Taycan 4S Cross Turismo is all about. Huge thank you to Tom Hale, Porsche Centre Nottingham. They remain the benchmark for customer service. I will personally stamp that. Go and try them out. Tell me if I'm wrong. I guarantee you that I'm not. And to you guys for tuning in. Without you, these videos don't get made, and we don't get to cut cheques for £1,500 to charities who are in just immense need of the money that we have quite literally just donated. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you, as always. Cheers.